Okay, my name is Sarah Moon. I'm a math teacher at Pike Central High School. I teach Algebra 2 and I teach a variety of math classes, but the project that I've developed is for Algebra 2, and it's one of our classes that we have to take an end-of-course assessment in. And the students that I teach Algebra 2 to are not honor students. I have every special ed student that takes Algebra 2 at Pike Central, as well as a variety of other students that mostly don't like math. Those are my kids. And the obstacle we have is we have this incredibly difficult exam that they have to take at the end of the year, and they have to learn a whole, the breadth and the depth of our curriculum is just amazing. It's unbelievable. So on the topic of systems, we found that when we adopted the Common Core standards, we not only need to know all the things that we learned in Algebra 1 about systems, but we have to go very deep into linear programming, which is it's incredibly difficult, especially for my students that just don't like math to begin with. So I developed the project idea when I was in the one of the ARI Next Gen Teacher PD sessions in Hazard, and we were there. There was a presenter there from High Tech High, and he was teaching us how to create projects that would be project-based learning. And so I had thought, I'd seen these fence designs. This was a finished product. I actually did this last year, and I'm doing it again this year with my classes. I'd seen these fence designs on schools, and I thought, oh wow, that is just so beautiful. And I thought, now that looks like math. I know I could figure out a way to make that a math project. So I brainstormed it, and I wrote out a project, and I implemented it roughly with my classes last year. So the idea was students had to, they had a set of constraints that they had to come up with. They had a space constraint because we designated a specific area of fence that we were going to design on. And then they had a budget constraint. And last year our budget constraint was whatever they could fundraise because we had to raise our own money. This year our budget constraint is our mini grant. And so with our constraints, they had to write linear inequalities to represent their constraints, and then they had to graph that, and we graphed using technology. They created media presentations and had to present their mathematical findings to the class. That was the bulk of their grade was their mathematical presentation. That I was grading that they had mathematical correctness, that they had used technology effectively, and that they had correctly used mathematical language in their presentations. Then the fence design was just kind of the icing on the cake. So after they had knew all of their constraints and created their math presentations, they got to sit down and draw. And I gave them grid paper that looked like a fence, actually from the company. This is the product is from a company called Put-In Cups, P-U-T-I-N Cups, and I found them online. Some of you probably are familiar with the product, but it's a lot more sophisticated than solo cups in a fence. They are plastic diamonds that stick in the back of the fence, and they interlock with each other. So once it's up, you have to work really hard to take it down. Okay, so we after they had done their mathematical findings, then they were able to design, and then we came up with this lovely display that is on our football field fence. After that, the principal liked it so much, he went ahead and dropped a whole lot of more money on it, and we did another one along the parking lot. And so this year we're going to decorate the baseball field. So that's the goal. And the fun thing was these students who really don't like math took a lot of pride in this project. We got to go outside, which was great, more than once, because we went outside when we measured the fence, we went outside when we actually put the product up on the fence after the project. And then I went back just to see, did going to these to this amount of trouble make a difference in their achievement, because that's ultimately what it's about. It's not just about getting a pretty display up on the fence. So when I went back and compared their unit test scores from the previous year to last year, because this is from last year, The previous year, and I had similar groups. I had all the special ed students as well as other students who were not in an honors track. So I was comparing the same types of students. Actually, last year I had a higher percentage of special ed students, and their test score, well, their unit test average in systems was a 72% 2 years ago. Last year, their class average was a 79% on my unit test, and it was the exact same test. So it was the exact same topics, the exact same questions, but it took them, I believe, to a deeper understanding of the content. So this year, I'm hoping to implement the project better now that I've done it once, and hopefully I'll see another little bit of growth. So, are there any questions? Thank you.